Crochet.com, and we are here again on Friday Fun Live. Yay! It took a long time for Friday to get here this week, and I'm going to give the commercial just a second to play. I know a lot of you can't see me yet. All right. I am buffering. Let's see, making sure everybody is here. Give me 1 second. I may be having trouble here with the internet. Let me double check. Well, hold on, please. Thank you for your patience. I'm sorry, guys, those of you who are live. I am not seeing anything just yet. But anyway, I just want to go ahead. Give me a second here. I'm going to go ahead and reload this whole page. All right, it looks like we're live. Yay. Sorry, guys. It seems like we get technical difficulties here and there, but just wanted to say hello to everybody. Thank you, Becky Barker, or Becky Bullabush, sorry, for joining us, for being our administrator and keeping us safe. And Wanda, thank you, friend, for joining me and taking time out of your busy day. I know life is interesting for you. And Swati, good to see you again in the chat. And Tammy and Bobby, hope you're doing well, my friend. I got something to read from one of our favorite books in just a minute. And Barbara, good to see you. And Arlene, Doreen from Ontario. Goodness, we have so many wonderful people here. Stephanie from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Howdy, neighbor. And Jackie Harris from Southern Illinois. Good. I'm glad she says it's a nice sunny day there. Thank you, Lord. It's a nice sunny day here. God knows we need that right now. Let's see, we got a lot of comments coming in. Barbara says, hi, Bonnie and Becky. We're back on the boat now that it's back in Florida at Titusville Marina. Ooh, you guys see all those rocket launches in Titusville. Says, reunited with my yarn. Well, good for you, Barbara. Back in my home state of Florida. We have, Marilee from South Dakota, and Yvonne from New Mexico. Rebecca says happy Friday, and Diane says happy Friday. Thank you, ladies, for being so cheerful. Ooh, and Stacy from Cincinnati, Ohio. That's where my mom and dad were born. I love Cincinnati, Stacy. One of my favorite places to visit. Go Reds, right? And Cheryl, and we've got, let's see, Vicky and Rosie from Lincolnshire, UK. Wow, welcome aboard. Let's see, things jumped in my feed here just a second. Lisa from Southwest Ohio, Michelle and Jean from Wisconsin, Jane from West Springfield, Massachusetts. It's like a geography lesson again. And we've got friends, is it Siku from New York, Kathy from Northern Illinois, Lily Chong, thank you, Lily. She says she likes my t-shirt. Hello from Malaysia. Wow, that's a fur piece to go, my friend. And Sandra, thank you for joining us again. Thank you for your kind words there. And Bobby says he's still in shock. He's lost a friend this week. I'm so sorry to hear that, Bobby. Yeah, it's been a hard week here too. We lost my uncle. Oh, I don't need to talk about this right now. But anyway, those of you who know, thanks for your prayers. My uncle out in Arizona that I've spoken about many times here. Love him and my aunt Gail. But anyway, he's with Jesus now. So it's been a really rough week on it in a number of ways. And I hope to read some encouraging words for you all. And Cheryl from Texas. Golly, lots and lots of people here. And it's going to take me a while to get through it all. Well, you know what? Maybe I can get through everybody here. I really love seeing your kind comments. We have Cindy from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Patsy. Thank you for joining us, Patsy, and Diane from Myrtle Beach. Hey, neighbor, we're literally neighbors here. Where I'm just up the road from you in Conway right now. We have Jacqueline from California, Cheryl from Conroe, Texas, and let's see if I don't want to forget anybody. Is it Amarina? That's a pretty name, from Tennessee, and let's see, Amber from Canada, Lydia from Chicago, Thank you, Jacqueline, for your kind words. I really do appreciate your prayers. Pray especially for my uncle's family. Um, I can't go into detail, but just pray for their family in particular. Um, so you have Debbie from Ontario, Pat from Dallas, Texas, big state of Texas, and Wanda, Washington. Wow, lots and lots of people. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day just to say hello and to visit with me today. And yeah, was it all Nobo? She says it's first time. Please stay peace to you. Stay safe. From Hialeah, Florida. No way. Are you really from Hialeah, Florida? That's where I was born and raised, my friend. Went to Hialeah High School, home of the T-Breads or Thoroughbreds is what we called ourselves. Right down the street from Hialeah Racetrack or Race Park. It's an old horse track. If you watch some of the old Bob Hope movies and Bing Crosby, they actually talk about Hialeah in the movies, and that's exactly what they're talking about. Just 10 blocks down from where I grew up. It's a big deal in my hometown. I'm not advocating gambling, guys. I'm not into that, but I love to watch those beautiful animals, though. My parents used to take me down there when I was a kid all the time. They would have free donuts and free coffee back in the day, and I enjoyed the donuts. They were Krispy Kreme. I still remember that. And we could just watch the horses work out and talk to the jockeys during race season. I was just a horse lover, so my parents tried to get me near horses every chance they could. So I'm very thankful that they were able to do that for me. So anyway, we have Jan from Illinois. We have Fiber Floozy in the chat today. Thank you for joining me again. And let's see, Carolyn from Columbia, Maryland. Wow, that's back near my home. Thank you for your prayers, Carolyn. I so appreciate that. And yeah, okay. So you said you went to is it Alway? Or I'm probably mispronouncing your name. I'm sorry about that. But is it Alway? Says that she went to St. John's Church. Went to Miami Springs. Okay, great, Miami Spring. Okay. Up here, anyway, the S, whether to add the S or not on end of these names is always interesting because some do and some don't. But that's very cool. I remember driving over to your area of town there. Very nice. I need to go there again. So we have, thank you, Arlene, for your prayers. I so appreciate that. And Emmeline from Switzerland. Yes, thank you for joining us. I know it's very late for you. I guess it's probably supper time for you. I won't even start talking about Switzerland because it's hard to turn me off. Becky and I are huge fans. And in case I didn't mention before, Becky actually spent a whole summer years ago working as an au pair for a Swiss family, helping them to learn English. And I think she picked up a little bit of German along the way. She was very good at German before she left. And I think her biggest challenge, Emmeline, I guess you can appreciate that, was protecting her high German that she understood and was learning in school, because the Swiss German is quite a departure from the book learning that she had. So it was just kind of I don't know if I should have said that, Becky, but a little bit of a tightrope walk for her to try to keep learning her German, but without, getting sidetracked with all the different dialects and everything. And we have, okay, somebody, it says Mike, it says, hello from my son's account. That's funny. I understand how that happens, I promise you. And we have Brat's mom, and is it Mukadas, if I'm saying that right? I'm sorry if I'm not, but thank you for joining us. I need to work on my international grammar. I probably could use some help in my English grammar too, but anyway. And we have, Brat's mom from Palos Hills, Illinois, if I said that right. Thank you for your kind words there and for joining me today. And thank you for your comments there, Bobby. And yeah, Jan says different dialects. Oh yeah, there are a bunch of them, aren't there? Well, guys, I wanted to start off with something today. I usually reserve this for the end, but I'm not going to go into any detail. I'm not going to talk politics. That's just not who we are here at Bonnie Babe Crochet. We try to stay with fiber, and if I do try to do some encouraging words, I'm going to read a little bit. Again, you've heard me read from Mr. Spurgeon's works. He's one of my, or probably my favorite, definitely my favorite 19th century preacher. And his writings have gotten me through so many of life's challenges. I just wanted to read this to you all, and I hope it blesses you, no matter what perspective you are coming from with this week's events. It's based on Psalm 139, verse 3, on how God knows all my ways. If you were to remove from the Bible all the stories about afflicted men and women, all of the psalm of the sorrowful, all the promises for the distressed, and all the passages for the children of grief, the Bible would be a small book. It is clear not only that the poor and needy are observed by our great King, that's in Psalm 139, verse 3, but also that the Holy Spirit's pen has been greatly occupied in recording their affairs. You who are poor, needy, sick, and sorrowing, may the Lord comfort your heart. On that day, when history's great books are read, your story will appear, and God will get as great a glory out of what He has done for you as from any deeds of His love that are recorded in the Bible. In the New Testament, our Lord Jesus Christ lived among the fishermen and peasants, and He called the poor to be His disciples. God has chosen the foolish things of the world to put to shame the wise, and God has chosen the weak things of the world to put to shame the things which are mighty, and the base things of the world, and the things which are despised, God has chosen, and the things which are not, to bring to nothing the things that are. When your situation is recorded on high, it will be worthwhile to be among the poor, the despised, and the sad, for you will magnify the dignity of our Lord. So I was just really touched by that, and I just wanted to read that to you all. I know not everybody's going to be happy about me speaking of, things of the Lord, but that's okay. That does not concern me, quite frankly. I'm here to encourage, and I want to encourage with things that are true, not things that are trending and not things that are popular. And here's a hymn that I found in one of my mother-in-law's old hymnals. This is a hymn by somebody named Charles Tindley, and he lived during the years of 1856 to 1933. And it's called When the Storms of Life Are Raging. This is actually number 244 in the old Methodist hymnal, in case any of you all may have one of these on your shelf. But I'm going to read the first 3 stanzas of the song. When the storms of life are raging, stand by me. When the storms of life are raging, stand by me. Excuse me, give me a minute. When the world is tossing me like a ship upon the sea, thou rulest wind and water, stand by me. So this is really a prayer as well as a song. In the midst of tribulation, stand by me. In the midst of tribulation, stand by me. When the host of sin assail, and my strength begins to fail, thou never lost a battle, stand by me. In the midst of faults and failures, stand by me. In the midst of faults and failures, stand by me. When I've done the best I can, and my friends misunderstand, thou knowest all about me, stand by me. So I hope that speaks to some of you. It certainly spoke to me yesterday when I was, reading through things and just trying to process, all that's going on. But anyway, I want to move on. I just don't want to be silent. I'm not silent, but I'm not taking sides. I am praying and trusting God for everything that's happening in our world right now. I have a funny story to tell you, but something that happened a week, about 8 days ago. I don't know. I didn't mention this last week. I forgot to. It was in my notes, but you know, it's kind of a comical. You know, all this happening. I went out to the mailbox to get the mail, and the post lady had left a note on my mailbox. I posted this on my Instagram last week. Posted a note that said, "There's a giant black widow in your mailbox." And gee whiz, so I went out armed to the teeth with my big can of Raid, and sure enough, I go out there. There is a black widow spider with the red hourglass on the abdomen. She had a leg span of 2 inches. Her body was this big. I have never seen such a large spider in my whole life, and I was giving thanks to God for actually 3 things. One, that Becky wasn't here to have to deal with that spider, because she does not get along with spiders at all. In fact, I think it helps her to run faster when she sees them. Number 2, I am so thankful for that United States postal worker who alerted me. She actually wrote a note on a package that was delivered, and she delivered the package right up to our step, to a safe place, so I wouldn't have to get it out of the mailbox. And I think also so she wouldn't have to put it in there. And thirdly, I just thank God for his protection. I was able to spray that thing down, had that mailbox dripping with pesticide. And the spider is no longer here. I'm hoping that any of the egg sacs that were left in there are totally killed. But anyway, that was kind of an interesting aha moment for me last week, and I forgot to tell you about it. I can't believe that. So anyway, okay guys, you came here to talk about yarn and to hear about crochet, and we are going to do that, I promise. Ooh, I see Stephanie is in the chat. Hey Stephanie, I so miss you. Gosh, I think of our trip to New York so many times with you and Jennifer and Jennifer's mom. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun, and that was the only trip I had. That was just the beginning of a string of trips I had planned from January to June and July. Everything, of course, has been totally canceled, but I just love oh, there goes something down the road there. Love our time. But just to let you know, the bonbons, Stephanie told me the bonbons are in. They finally made it in. Everything is fully stocked over at Good Loop. So those of you who have waited patiently, it is there. And just look in my video description below after the chat, and you will find that link. So I hope that serves you well. And again, you know, use whatever. If you're not able to afford those, I totally understand that. You know, give it a try on some of your stash. But I tell you what, I am becoming an absolute yarn snob thanks to Good Loop's fibers, because the stuff just has an amazing feel. I told you about a baby blanket that I'm working on. I'm actually very close to finishing that, and I use some of the Eco Fusion. Now you can also substitute the Eco Fusion bonbons for this. That stuff is amazing too. They both are fabulous. The bonbons has a little tiny bit of a sheen to it with the Eco Fusion, and again, feels marvelous. They both do. Just don't ask me to say which is better, because I can't answer that question. It's like saying, which is my favorite child? I can't answer that question either, because they're all different, but I love them all. So anyway, just wanted to make mention of that. This week, let's see. Let me look at the chat a second just to see if I can catch up. Emmeline, did you see it? Hope Becky, hope you saw Emmeline's comments here. Says Swiss German is more of a dialect. Even native German has a problem with it. Yes, I've heard people say that. I don't understand what they're saying. Wow, and it looks like is it Mukwadas? I'm sorry, I'm so mispronouncing that name. Says that she was crazy about German language, completed many times. Yeah, Becky and my son Hudson are really big into learning German and really enjoying it. They may not speak it really well, but they can read a lot and they understand a lot. I think it just takes a lot of practice to get fluent and conversational. Thank you, Stevie. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you that you like the readings. I just felt like I needed say something here. And Stephanie says both cotton and fusion are in kits for the blanket in case anyone is looking. Thank you, thank you, thank you for doing that. And hi, Molly Crochets. Thank you for being in the chat today. I think I'm pretty much caught up. Excuse me, gotta clear the old sinuses there. Oh, the Aran circular rug. I know it's hard to show off a rug here in the chat. I'm not at home, but you've seen this before in pictures. This is using Lion Brand. See, Lion Brand woolies, the thick and quick variety, not the regular woolies. It's the thick and quick. It's the really thick stuff. Just wanted to let you know, if you get the really big scans, they have like 12-ounce scans available. I used 5, but I had like 3 or 4 yards left on that last scan. So you can buy 6 of the big ones, or if you want to do this safely, you can get 5 of the big ones and get 1 of the smaller ones. They have 6-ounce scans. If you do that, I would definitely get 1, because if your crocheting is not exactly like mine, if you're just a tiny bit different, which is normal, you may need more. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So this video, it's one video. It's a long video. It's like 1 hour, 6 minutes long. But I thought it would be better to have the entire video released rather than having you real fast crocheters just kind of, and twiddling your thumbs waiting for the next video next week. So it is a long video, but it's all one video, and it gives you the complete project. Let me go ahead and give you a better view of this. Okay, and just in case you're wondering, I did use just the Aran, or the solid color, for the video, the videos that I made. But in the picture, in the promo picture in Crochet World magazine, where this this pattern appears, see, all that information will be in the video of the Aran circular rug once it releases. But this originally appeared in a Crochet World magazine. They owned the rights, so you have to get, if you want the written pattern, you're going to need to get it through, one of your old Crochet World magazines. This is from, I believe it's February 2019 edition. I will try to go in afterwards and put a link in the video description below for that. But for those of you who are new, you can learn new crochet stitches done in a circle, which is a little bit different than just doing them across. So I just wanted to put that out there. So you can learn the braided cable. We have the low front ridge. We have the cable stitch using single crochets, and then we have my all-time favorite, the Celtic weave stitch, but done in the round. So it's a little bit different. So just wanted to throw that out there. Because as you're working around in a circle, you are adding stitches, some rounds, so that the rug can grow. So look for that on Monday, and that's, I guess, the biggest news I have. Let me just check the chat real quick. We have, let me see. Oh, we have a lot more people commenting. Thank you, Molly Crochets. That's a sweet comment. Emmeline says that she's working on the bonbon blanket, 120 squares. It's half done. Oh my goodness. Emmeline, you have to post a picture of that. Either send a picture to me or put it on my Bonnie Bay Crochet or the Afghan page that I have. It's called Colorful Cables. Well, anyway, send it to me. I would love to see that when you're done. Also, those of you who remember back in January, it seems like about 5 years ago, January 2020, that was when we were still free to do anything we wanted to. The Colorful Cables throw, all of the yarn has been restocked with it's coming, the Love Crafts company. So that those those links are in the video description below. So I actually got a small shipment from them, just a very small one that I needed to complete another project that I'm working on. I started another project gosh, back in January, and I couldn't get like 5 extra scans that I needed to finish it. Had to wait like 3 months for them. So I finally got them. So they are completely restocked in the US. So, and I believe in the UK as well. So if you're looking for that or just want to do another, check out the link below. They are resupplied. Let's see, we have Regine says, thank you for your comments, Regine. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I understand that we don't all believe the same thing, but I'm of the persuasion that we can still be friends, and in fact, full disclosure, I'm pretty sure that my husband and I don't agree on everything, but we're very happily married for 31 years by the grace of God. So, we all have, the freedom to think and believe what we wish, and of course, not everything is true out there, but I appreciate your openness, and I'm always open for discussion, and not judgment, but discussion. On many of these areas. I appreciate your honesty there. That really means a lot. As Emmeline said, I had to start all over because the corner we always joined always made a big bump. So I started over now, and I do the joining in the middle of a slide. Okay, great. I'm glad you found something to work for you there. I guess you're talking about the bonbon blanket. Y'all are smart, and I know many of you will often adjust and redesign the things that I have out there. I think that's great, and I actually learn things from you all when you do that. So we have Virginia from, is it Vernal, Utah? Wow, thank you for joining us, Virginia. I have to look on the map and find out where that is. Yeah, Molly says thank you for posting that, Molly Crochet. She says, I just ordered Crochet, I'm guessing the Crochet World magazine, but she says, won't have that one. Do check into on your page online, because Crochet World will give you access to past editions of their magazines, and I believe that one is included. If it's not included, please send me an email to bonniebay@me.com, and I will check into that for you, but I'm pretty sure that you will have access to this if you become a Crochet World subscriber. But if that's not the case, you have to go into your account with them, but you'll find that you'll have access to a lot of stuff once you do that. Hundreds of patterns, which is why it's such a good deal. And see, Patricia Hill, she says, hello. Hi, everyone from a wet and windy Ireland today. Wow. Hey, Patricia, thank you for joining me. I was just talking about Ireland the other day. I have to tell you, my friend Jennifer Ryan, she is a designer with Celtic Knot Crochet. She has a YouTube channel, and she also has Celtic Knot Crochet blog, which is very interesting. She does something very unique with her crochet designing. And we just did an interview together that's going to be released later in the year via Crochet World magazine and some other things. And we spent quite a bit of time just talking about Ireland, because we both share that love as designers, both of the people, the country, the culture, both of us, the music. She has 2 daughters that actually do Irish dance. I've done several recordings using Irish whistles and things like that. So it's a part of my DNA, I think, and I have to get back there at some point, Lord willing. Let's see. We have Maxine. Oh, it jumped on me here. It's funny, all of a sudden it looks like very few comments, and then I get like a boatload of them at once here, so forgive me for being so slow here. We have Maxine from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Maxine, for your sweet comment. Thanks for joining us today. Let's see. Esther, I didn't even say hi to you. Hi, Esther. Thanks for being here. And thanks for your comment, Jane. She says, love the rug design. I want to make one for my cousin who is in her new condo. Can't wait to see the video. I don't know if I finished my sentence, but the picture in the promo in the magazine is using a different color than this. It's using the oatmeal. The oatmeal has more like flecks in it, and it's really pretty too. It looks more like a tweed where this is more of a solid color. So I just wanted to let you know, when I'm crocheting in the videos, it's with the solid, but in the promo picture, it is, you know, just very similar color, just a little more like an oatmeal tweed color. So just wanted to be clear about that, but you smarties could figure that one out. Fiber Floozy says she's driving and listening. Good, good, good. I'm glad you can do that. It's amazing what we can do these days. And Marie, my friend from Charleston, thank you for joining us. And let's see, we have Luella. Thank you for your sweet, sweet words. You all are so good. I mean, you're the best place to be on the internet, I promise you. And we have Crochet Me Lovely in the chat. Thank you for joining us. And is it Luella? Says, I am making items that look like a professional made it. Well, good for you. That's great. Thank you for your comments, Lydia. That's a cool name you got too. That's a biblical name. She says, thank you for the scripture verses. We all need this. Thank you again. My pleasure. I need it. This is why I read, not because I'm not exclusively just trying to preach or anything like that. It's just that I need this. I need to be reminded constantly of what's true and what's good and what's right, because there are a lot of confused voices out there right now on many fronts. And Joni says, I love your top you're wearing. Where can someone purchase it? Well, Joni, thanks for asking. I wasn't going to say too much about this, but you know what? That's actually a good segue into what I was going to do next. These are all on my Teespring store. If you look at the bottom of the video, there should be a link down there. And I've actually added some new shirts and some swag, I guess we could call it. And I'm going to want to give something away right now. This is an eco bag, they call it. And it's actually a little bit larger than the other bags I've shown you in the past. And let me show you the design on the front. It's kind of hard to see because it was just folded up I got it in the mail yesterday. It says crochet cables are cool. And it has a picture of a diagram of a crochet cable. And there are no extra pockets in this one like the other one. But you know, it feels real nice, and it just feels a lot bigger than the other one. It's a cotton bag. And I want to give it away right now. And I only have one. This is the only one I have. And we're going to do this at random. And let me just explain real quickly. I am limited to whom I can ship. I would love to ship everybody one, but finances being what they may, I can't. And I'm having to limit this to somebody in the US of A, in the continental US. Okay, so if you're in Hawaii or Alaska, that might be a little too far. So I'm sorry. But if you're in the 48 states of the US, I'd be happy to send this to you. I have a number pre-selected. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 50, and if you want to go ahead and start posting, you can just guess, and I'll wait a few minutes, and then I'll come back to this. But Becky knows the number that I'm looking for, and she'll let you know if you hit the number. And Becky, can you send me a text as soon as the number comes in that I'm guessing? Let me see if anybody's... Okay, I'm going to let that brew for a while. Becky, if anybody hits that number and you're a resident of the US, you'll win the bag, okay? I don't think I've seen it yet, but I haven't seen all the numbers coming in. Ooh, somebody was close. Ooh, you guys are real close. I'm looking at them coming in live here. I don't see I don't know. Becky hasn't texted me yet. So keep trying, guys, ladies, gentlemen. Becky, I think we might have a winner. Did you see it? I think we have a winner. All right, Becky says, okay, Thunder Above Creations, you are our winner. Okay, so I know you're still listening, because what happens sometimes is I'll give these things away and then people won't contact me. This is a real deal, guys. Okay, so Thunder Above Creations, that is the number that came in. So if you want to, what you need to do the number was 24, and she was the first one to get it, and or I'm not sure if it's he or she. So what you need to do is send me an email to bonniebay@me.com, and just if you can do that, then we will communicate back and forth, and I will get this in the mail to you. And for those of you who've won in the past, they know this. If anybody wins anything from me in any way, books or anything like that, I need your address when you email me, your mailing address. But after I send the thing in the mail, I delete it from my information. I do not collect things for spam list or anything like that. If you want to hear communication from me, which is, and I don't send them out very often, I have a newsletter. If you go to bonniebay.crochet.com, you can sign up for the newsletter. I send it out like maybe once a month, and it's been, it's not a real regular thing, and it's not an everyday spammy thing. And a lot of times I'm just reviewing things that you may already know, but it's just a way to keep in touch with people who don't spend a lot of time on social media. So you'll have to go to my page and sign up for that, and by signing up for that, you agree to receive it. But otherwise, I'm just saying we don't deal with that. Okay, so Thunder Above Creations, her name is Helen. Hi, Helen, congratulations. And thank you all for playing along. I know only one person won, but thank you for playing along with me. That's always fun for us to be able to send that out. So Helen, if you can just get that information to me, once the chat is over, I'll respond, and we can get this in the mail to you. The mailman hasn't come yet today, so, or mail lady, so I'll hopefully try to get that to you as soon as possible. And yeah, there are shirts like this, and I've got a couple other fun things. I've got another shirt that I'm real excited about too, that's coming to me in the mail. I can't wait to show it to you guys. I'm not going to tell you about it, but if you want to look at it, it's in the Teespring store. And a word about the Teespring store is I really lowered all the prices in there, because those things tend to be really high priced, like $29.95 and stuff like that. I cut it to bare bones. I mean, I cut it to the minimum that they would let me put the price at, pretty much. So I'm hoping that will make them affordable for everybody. Of course, I do make a little bit on that. That's just the way some of these things work, but it's like not nearly as much as they encourage. So I'm more interested in people being able to wear fun t-shirts than I am, in lining my pockets with this. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Partly of, I should tell you that Becky's husband, Brian, helped me with the graphic designs on this one, and I was really happy for that. And Becky actually helped with the font as well, so I'm thankful for their help in that. And like I was saying, I just like wearing fun crochet shirts, and I just can't find them anywhere. So I just wanted to make my own. So I figured if I want to wear them, maybe somebody else might too. So I hope you find something there that that you can enjoy. And if not, no problem. No pressure ever. Don't ever feel salesman-y pressure for me about anything. That's why I say, like, about the blankets and stuff. This is the yarn that I love, but if you want to use your stash, go for it. I mean, experiment. But I would like to get you guys out of the 100% acrylic all the time scam, or pattern, because I want you to experience some really cool things. Let's see, Esther says, every time I go on Love Crafts, I want to buy yarn, and they are always sold out. Yeah, Esther, you know what? I think that's been the season and that we've been in with the pandemic too, but hopefully things are better. They do have a lot more in there now. What's this? Yeah, Patsy says she didn't know you could get past the issues on that line. Yeah, there's like a little store below the video, and actually there's like a little arrow that if you click on the arrow, then boom, a bunch of stuff opens up below videos, and I'm discovering some of this stuff myself too. I did want to tell you something else that happened this week. This is not a happy story. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but in addition to everything else out there, We had some extremely aggressive scammers going for a family member here. And it was very deceptive, very deceiving. And I want you all, especially if you are on Facebook, to please, please, please do me a favor. Go into your settings on Facebook under privacy, the privacy settings. And if you don't know how to do all that, find somebody who's your friend on Facebook that you trust who can help you with this. Go in and set your settings to who can see your profiles, which would be like your friends list, your private information, where you're from, and all that. Don't have it set on public because there are, excuse me, there is an extremely evil element out there, and they're very active and they're very aggressive, and they are targeting people in our age range and older in particular, because I guess they find that we're not as savvy about web scams as maybe some of the younger kids who've grown up having to protect themselves from day one. Go in and protect that. Go in and put your settings to private, or maybe to only your friends, or what have you. One thing I actually did this week, because these scammers actually come into your friends list. So like if you, and for goodness sake, don't friend somebody that you aren't sure of, or you think, oh, I kind of remember them from high school, but I'm not sure. Don't friend them, okay? If someone really wants to be a friend, talk to them. Pick up a phone and talk to them. And because of what happened this week, it was very serious. And thankfully, they got found out. I found them out before they could hurt this person. But even after we found them out, they were very aggressive. And they came at them from 5 different directions, 5 different aliases, through 2 different friends' profiles. So it looked like this person's friends were doing this. Very, 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 very vile. And then they even realized that when I was the one texting them, asking them questions, they realized who I was. And I had to block 5 different numbers. So, and this comes through Facebook, it comes through the Messenger app. So one thing you can do is, and this is what I did, you do what you want, but this is what I did. I've always had my friends list available to my other friends on that page, but no longer. If you become a friend of mine, and you're not going to be able to see my friends list, because I don't want anybody getting into that. And by protecting your friends list and putting it only something that you can see, then you are protecting your friends on Facebook from scams as well, because they can get to you. Like if your friends are lax about their security, it can affect you. I can't go into a lot of details, but I'll mention 2 words about this scam. If people come to you about Publishers Clearinghouse, and if it involves eBay cards, shut it down. Run to the hills. And if you hear friends of yours talking about that, it's probably not your friends. It's probably an alias disguising themselves as your friend. So protect yourselves. I truly care for you, and I don't want anybody to be taken to the cleaners from their good hard money, earned, hard worked, hard to come by money, especially these days. I don't want you to lose out because of evil. And one more word about this, and then I'm going to move back to my happy place. And that is, I actually cut back my friends list to the bare bones. I cut it back to family members, people that I know and I have met in the flesh. So I know there were many crochet friends, and I really did enjoy seeing your posts. But I've actually, if I've never met you before, or let's just say that I've scaled it way back. And I don't want anyone to take offense at that. It's just that if I've never really met you, I really don't know you, and I really can't trust the profile, because it could be somebody even masquerading as you. So if you want to get in touch with me, no problem. I've given you my email hundreds of times. It's in every video. You can get in touch with me. We can talk, whatever. I have my Bonnie Babe Crochet Facebook page, which is public. And of course, that doesn't have all my personal stuff on there. But I mean, I'm not sure what else you need to know about me. But anyway, that page is up and running. And I told all my friends who are my crochet friends that I've never really met, please talk to me on my crochet page. Message me if you need. I'm still available. It's just that I am making that strict separation now to protect, to protect my finances and to protect the privacy of my friends and their finances as well. That was more than I really wanted to say about it, but I think that was important. And I've missed a lot of comments. Like I say before, I will go back and go over the comments. I so appreciate every single one of them, every single one of you taking time to communicate with me. If you want me to respond to anything that you put in the chat in the last 10 minutes or so, you can put it or just email it to me. If it's a question about something, email it to me. I will be happy to answer that. And just to reiterate, Becky's saying, yes, never give away any personal information. If you happen to win Publishers Clearinghouse, by the way, they're masquerading as Publishers Clearinghouse. This is not the real Publishers Clearinghouse. But if you do win, congratulations. But you're not going to have to give them anything to win. You don't have to give them $1,000 in eBay cards to win, or even $100 in eBay cards to win. If you're a winner, they come to you and they give you stuff. I'm guessing, at least that's what the commercials say. You don't have to buy anything and give them anything. You don't have to give them your bank account. You don't do any of that stuff, okay? So unless that celebrity shows up on your door and tells you you're a winner, don't believe anybody telling you through your messenger app and Facebook and all that. Okay, I think I just beat that dead horse way too much there. Yeah, and Molly Crochet is asking, I guess, how do you, she couldn't find those settings. Find a teenager that you trust. They will show you the settings. Talk to, if you have adult children, they'll tell you how to do it. Get on and they'll walk you through it. If you can't find anybody in the world to show you how to do it, message me, and I'll tell you how to do it. I will make a screenshot or something. I will figure out how to communicate with you on that. But do check your friends near you, family members first, so that you can do that. Well, you know what? It is getting late, and I need to get going because I need to go check on Mrs. B. But I wanted to read you one more thing before I go. And I want our parting words to be encouraging as well, okay? And this is a song that came to mind. I was actually having a little bit of hard time sleeping last night, and I felt like I'm supposed to read the song to you. I promise I'll save you. I won't sing to you, although I could, but not right now. This is a song written by Keith Getty and Stuart Townend, and many of you know this song. We sing it often at church, and this song ministered greatly to many of us after 9/11. I have to tell you another story. I love stories. A friend of mine, we live outside of Washington, D.C., and a friend of mine worked at the Pentagon, and he was in the building when the airplane hit the building on 9/11, and he lost about, 40 or 50 friends that day, and by the grace of God, he was blown away from it and somehow not injured. But in the time afterwards, he was spending months just attending funerals. He said this song sustained him over and over again. And in light of what's happening now, I thought I would just read the song to you, and hopefully it gives you some strength, some encouragement. It's called In Christ Alone. In Christ alone, my hope is found. He is my light, my strength, my song. This cornerstone, this solid ground, firm through the fiercest drought and storm. What heights of love, what depths of peace. When fears are stilled, when strivings cease, my comforter, my all in all. Here in the love of Christ I stand. In Christ alone, who took on flesh, fullness of God and helpless babe, this gift of love and righteousness, scorned by the ones he came to save. Till on that cross as Jesus died, the wrath of God was satisfied. For every sin on him was laid. Here in the death of Christ I live. There in the ground his body lay, light of the world by darkness slain. Then bursting forth in glorious day, up from the grave he rose again. And as he stands in victory, sin's curse has lost its grip on me. For I am his and he is mine, bought with the precious blood of Christ. No guilt in life, no fear in death. This is the power of Christ in me. From life's first cry to final breath, Jesus commands my destiny. No power of hell, no scheme of man can ever pluck me from his hand. Till he returns or calls me home, here in the power of Christ I'll stand. So anyway, one of my favorite songs. And I'm just going to leave you with that. And I wish you all the best. Stay safe. I love you all. And God willing, I will see you here next Friday, 12 o'clock noon, EST. God bless. Bye-bye.